Reason number one, stabilization. Stabilization on the camera is very quite good if you have it in active mode. That's the catch you're looking for, because what that active mode does is, by the way, it gives you a 24 to 70 equivalent in the focal range, which, you know, for everyday things it's okay, but they're advertising it as a vlog camera, so they're expecting you to be doing this, you know, like arms width and record whatever's behind you. But this is my issue with the camera. 24 is definitely not wide enough at all. 20, I think, in my opinion, it should be maximum 20 mil. The lowest should be 20 mil. Because 24 is just too tight on the face. You can't see much behind you unless you've got a big silly tripod where, you know, you're swinging it around trying to knock people's heads off. It's not going to look great at all. So that's my advice, is don't buy it if you're going to use it for vlogging, which is advertised for, because the stabilization is not great at all. Of course, they have a software called Catalyst Browse, I believe, or something similar to that. And what that does is takes the data from the video you've recorded, and it has and it uses the software to stabilize the image digitally, because it reads the file and the movements and all these complicated things to make it look very good. And believe me, it really works very good. However, it's just the processing time of, like, for example, say you record 20-minute video, no over exaggeration, you're probably looking at good over 1 hour, 1 hour 30 to stabilize a whole image, which is so long for, you know, for that size of a video, which you don't want. Reason number two, no interchangeable lens. And I know what you're thinking. You're watching this now thinking, why do I want more lenses to carry around and, you know, just to weigh my bag down and, you know, mess about changing them and so on, so forth. I know, I understand it. But the reason why interchangeable lenses is needed now and forever is because I know it's a lot of weight to carry around, but the compact cameras get outdated so fast. That's my reason. It future-proofs your camera so much more if you have interchangeable lenses. So here's an example. The Samsung S21 Max Pro, or whatever it's called, I don't own it, but that camera is, if you look side to side with that camera and the ZV-1, it's going to look very close. You're going to be like, wow, you know, it's really close. Like, if you, obviously the ZV-1 will, you know, it will be a little bit better in some areas, and, you know, colours may be better and so forth. But the problem is, if you, that ZV-1, imagine what it will be like in, say, 2, 3, 4 years time. Think what the new iPhone will be in 4 years time. What camera will that be? Maybe they'll have 1-inch sensors in the phones then. So this is what you've got to be careful about. I would rather spend, say, £800 onwards, £1,000 on I don't know, Sony A6400 or even a second-hand A7 III. You can get one for around £1,000, and that will last you a lot longer than a ZV-1. So that's my suggestion. I would recommend buying a second-hand or cheap, you know, A6400, A6300, A7 III pre-owned, and saving up for some lenses, because you don't want to buy a compact camera and in 2-3 years time the newest iPhone will beat better image, then it becomes worthless. So keep the money in your bank and just keep adding that money until you can buy a future-proof equipment. Don't just cheap it, don't shortcut it. Try your hardest to avoid spending the money on something fast and just wait, and then once you're financially ready and save the money, and it ain't gonna make you cry to buy it, then go ahead and buy it. But don't just take the easy route and buy the cheapest thing you can buy. That's my opinion. In the meantime, just use a phone or something, or buy a second-hand compact camera from a few years ago, just for now. But I wouldn't spend more than £300, £400, £500 on a compact camera. Not nowadays, anyway. Reason number 3: the battery life is so poor. The battery is like the same size as an SD card. You know, it's tiny, tiny. You will be lucky to get more than 1 hour, 1 hour 30 recording 4K. And I mean lucky. I think around hour is what most people get out of it. I myself have never recorded for more than an hour, because I record a little bit, you know, record, stop, record, stop. So I never really use an hour. But if you're one of those people who are going to record a long video and then cut it down after, yeah, you definitely need a multiple batteries at least, or just, like I said before, just save the money and invest in a bigger camera with a bigger battery, and then it'll save you so many problems in the future. But that involves more money, of course, but that's my advice. Reason number 4. So, like I said before, the battery is not great. So you will need to buy a minimum 2 extra batteries. So maybe you could get all day out of it if you record bits and bobs here and there. Maybe 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here. With 3 batteries, you could possibly be able to record most of the day. However, say you have it on a tripod, which you need because the focal length is so tight to your face, you need to have an extension or the Sony grip. When you screw it into the camera, it blocks the battery tray. So you need to unscrew your holder or untake the battery out, put the new one in, then screw it back in. And so for example, it's like, oh my god, look at that amazing thing over there. Oh no, I've got 1% battery, I need to record it. Oh, it's gone. That's exactly what it is. And I've done it a few times. I've seen something and then gone. You missed your shot because the juice wasn't there, not enough juice. And that's my other slight issue, but it is a big issue. It could cost you a lot of very, very important shots, which some shots you'll never ever get again. So I feel like if you're gonna take the camera around, record and take shots all day, you definitely need multiple batteries, or at least quick access batteries to just to keep up with your daily shoot. Right. Reason number 5. Reason number 5 is, it's sort of a controversial one because some people will disagree and some people will, but I sort of lean on the fence that this will happen, hence why I'm saying it. My slight feeling inside my brain, my heart, is that with all this rise of the technology in the smartphones, in the Samsung, in the iPhones, all of their phones are becoming so much better at video, photography, and so on and so forth. And I have a feeling that they're gonna outdo, if not match. They're gonna match, if not go above, any compact camera we have today. So that's my biggest reason why I wouldn't spend that much money on it, because I think it's £600-700 brand new, the ZV-1, which to some people it's a lot of money. But like I said, I'd rather buy a £1,000 to £1,000 phone with a really, really good camera, and for an extra £300, maybe £400, depending what phone it is, and have almost the same image quality. Almost, like slight, there's some areas where it drops, but overall you're going to get any phone made this year is going to have a brilliant image. And I just feel that the compact camera, it's got a lifeline, and it's Super Mario. He's got hit a few times, and it's on his last life. So if you're going to invest in a camera system, compact camera, not for me. I feel like it'll get outdated way too fast, and yeah, I would highly recommend just saving the money and putting it towards a Sony mirrorless, interchangeable lens, and then you're gonna be smooth for another 5-6 years, as long as you keep your passion up and you keep your motivation. You're gonna keep using that for many, many years. Right, my last reason is it's a little pervy reason, but it's not. I'm not a perv. Okay, it is a big deal for me. I never really thought it was a big deal until I started using the ZV-1. But yeah, it's the zoom range on it. I think for me, the 70s, I would rather spend my money on the RX 100 Mark 7 or get a second-hand Mark 6 or 7 or something like that, because they're similar prices, and it's just so much better to have a 200mm zoom. I've been in so many situations with ZV-1. I see something cool over there, and I get the camera out, and you're up to 70mm, and you're just like, and it's such a small sensor, you can't crop in, it's going to lose so much quality, and you just end up being like, oh. I think to myself multiple times, most days I think to myself, when I go out and shoot with it, I think, damn it, I really should have got the RX 100. I think about it most days, okay? It's just, you don't think about it until you're in that situation, and you're just like, damn it, I really need that extra length. And the difference between the ZV-1 and the RX 100 is you don't get your 1.8 aperture, which 2.8 to me is still okay. It's still fine. 2.8 is still quality, So I would sacrifice the 1.8 and go with the 2.8 and then get longer range on the camera. So yeah, if I had a gun to my head, which one, that one or that one, hands down, 100%, I would have got the Sony RX 100, and I would swap my ZV-1 tomorrow in a heartbeat to get a RX 100, because it's so much more convenient from what I shoot. I'm not one of these people who do close-up shootings, people's faces like that. I'm more, for example, this camera now, I'm shooting on a 50mm f1.8 Sony on a Sony A7 III, and yeah, it's probably 2 meters away from me, and that's how I shoot. But but the zoom range on it is just too, not for my style. But for you, if you're just doing sit down videos like this, I mean, even vlogging, but then again, vlogging's still not great. I think it would do okay for you, but I wouldn't call it a vlogging camera. 100% I wouldn't. I would say it is like it's more like a sit down on your table, record. Basically, that's all I can say. I would highly suggest it's not for vlogging. After using it in a real world, it's definitely not. So this is my second video now, guys, and I hope I sound a bit more confident. I don't think I do, but I hope I sound a little bit better. And it's a slow process, so hopefully in the next coming week, 2 weeks, month, 2 months, I'll be more confident and start making better quality content, and hopefully you will notice that. And if anyone stumbles across this channel, please comment and just give me some advice and some feedback, and I'll take it on board, and hopefully I'll see you again. So good night, bye bye.